it's a little bit of a cushion, a couple of pounds, but we have two of the anglers. Second place, Scott Fairbairn. Gary Parsons, who was in first going out, still yet to weigh here this afternoon. This is going to be close, I think. I want to grab onto this real quick, and I want to have you step aside and have Scott move on in here and talk a bit about your day and what you knew you needed to do when you went out there today.
Well, like Scott, I fished pretty much all alone all 3 days. I fished on Lake Winnebago and braved the waves and the wind. And I'm so darn tired I can hardly stand up because of it. Today especially, the wind switched out of the northwest and just pounded me over there till about 3 in the afternoon. But there was some nostalgia there too. I fished an area that I learned when I was a teenager, in fact before I was a teenager, right near my dad and mom's house, and in fact I could probably look in their picture window darn near, and pitched jigs and pitched crankbaits the whole time. And I had a heck of a partner all 3 days. Today especially, got all the fish. The water mudded up so much that jigging wasn't real effective, but still had to do it because the first 2 days it was catching most of the fish. And he was throwing a little bait that Keith Golias and I made for Berkeley, a Berkeley flicker shad, and he pounded them pretty decent. So overall, it's going to be tight, and I wasn't nervous till I walked up here on stage.
This guy's got a number of wins under his belt, done just about everything in walleye fishing there is to do, but it still is a nerve-wracking experience, especially when you know that you may not have enough in there to win this thing. How big of an area were you working over there on the east side of Winnebago? Was it a large area, or was it pretty tight?
Well, it's a pretty big rock complex. You know, it's real complicated, and I'm not going to say any more than that.
Okay. It'll stay complicated then. Well, let's bring them on up, guys. We're going to not wait any longer. I know these folks are excited out here to find out what happens this afternoon, but we're down to the wire here, and these are the last couple of fishermen who overcame the conditions out there. Risky business where Gary was. A lot of the fishermen went out to the big lake and turned around and went back. It was dangerous. He stayed out there all the while. I'm going to tell you right now, Gary, to win this tournament, you're going to need 9.46 to win. Let's bring up 10.52. You're the winner. Good job. The winner, 10.52, Gary Parsons. Good job, Gary. Picking up his fourth win. Come on up, Gary. Come on up on stage. I tell you, this guy's been at or near the top for Angler of the Year. He's been in the top 10 so many times, and boy, oh boy, just persistence and some gutsy moves paid off. We're going to talk a little bit more to Gary here. We talked a bit yesterday about you taking a big risk going out there, and as you said, you're very tired. It was not a safe thing out there. I know it was dangerous. You had the control over the boat, but it was tough. And as evidenced by, you were out there by yourself. No one was out there with you.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got a pretty big boat, and Winnebago gets rough. It pounds you okay, but I didn't think I was in danger at any time. But I'll tell you, I'm getting older, and it pounds you up pretty good. Again, I have to thank my partners. All three of them work so darn hard. This is not an easy bite, believe me. Pitching jigs in a 20 to 30 mile an hour wind, little 1/8 ounce jigs, is not an easy deal. When I found those fish, I just had this gut feeling you could win with them. They were big. 2 hours, I had probably 15 to 16 pounds on that reef, and I never went back until the day before the tournament. And in 20 minutes, had some nice fish. Today, that crankbait came through. When the water got real muddy, I don't think they could see the jigs. And we've got such a loud rattle system in that flicker shad that I swear that makes all the difference in the world. I really do. They just pounded that crankbait today, and Brent did a heck of a job. He did great. He fought him well, and you know, wind was blowing, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And you know, Scotty and Pat and I are both great friends. They're awesome fishermen. And it was kind of cool to come right down to the wire with them. It was fun.
1997.
No, 997. Let's hear it. Let's raise your hand. Good one. You got it? I got him. You got it? Oh, wait, come on over. We got it. Okay. Thank you, girls. Appreciate it. Bring that ticket down to the folks down there on the side, and they'll make sure that the $71